dead.
Thank God.
Kate, what are you saying?
Are you so blind? Can't you see?
That's the key to the crypt.
She had no time to replace it.
I can't believe it. Not Emily.
Yes, Emily. Sweet, beautiful, gentle Emily. Once you told her how easy it would be to use Guy's fear to kill him, she went to work. First, the hiring of the grave robbers to torment him. The cat in the wall. And finally the desecration of our father's tomb. I knew what she was doing, and I wanted to tell you, but you wouldn't have believed me. I had to wait for proof. You can see that, can't you? But I waited too long. I was too late. Too late.
He is big and mean-looking, but don't worry because he is actually very nice and very smart. He'll probably scare you at first, but don't run away because he... that he forgot about. Pleading for someone to help free him. Billy thought it over for a minute and decided to get a closer look. Slowly, he started out of his hiding place, being sure to be very quiet. The creature was struggling to get his foot free and didn't see Billy. Billy tiptoed closer. He was almost there. The creature still hasn't seen him. As if in a trance, Billy walked up to the creature and petted him to let him know he didn't wish to harm him. A little boy. He quickly scrambled out and checked himself over. He was so happy to be free that he grabbed Billy and swung him around and around. Well, Billy was so dizzy that he didn't realize that the creature was already leaving. Well, this wouldn't do. He tried to yell, "Wait, wait," but nothing came out. Billy hadn't had anyone to play with all week, and here was this great creature. "I want to play," Billy tried to say. "I can't talk." And again, nothing came out. "I can't talk." "Oh," the creature said. The creature thought and thought. Aha! He reached into his magical pouch and pulled out a pair of earphones made from giant acorns. "What's this?" thought Billy. The creature began to speak, but this time Billy could hear what he said in English. Let's listen. "Young man, I don't know why you're so upset. We have been communicating, that is, getting our ideas across, beautifully, without speaking words to each other. Listen, there are zillions of ways to communicate without talking. Why, there are, let me see how to put this. No, wait, I've got something else in here which will help to communicate this much better. Come on, let's find a place to look at this. Let's see. Oh, over there. Now, Billy, that's him over there, is no special person. He's just a normal little boy who caught a cold, lost his voice, and hasn't been able to talk for a week. And since he hasn't been able to talk to others, he feels left out. In fact, some of his playmates won't even play with him because he can't talk. Well, that's terrible. Today, Billy decided to go for a walk in the forest so he could be alone. He was a little sad and just wanted to get away from his friends who were being so mean by not playing with him. Well, he is just about to meet a new playmate, the rare creature that nobody has ever seen. Now remember, he's a nice creature, so don't be afraid. There he is! Wow! Have you ever seen anything like him before? Well, look closely because you'll never get another chance to meet this creature. Is magical. Did you hear the music when he opened his mouth? That's the way he talks.
You've watched movies and television before. What you're watching and hearing is what someone else is communicating to you. He may want you to laugh or cry, but either way, it's someone saying something to you. All of the things you're now seeing are things which we use to show and tell others what we want to say. Just because the creature speaks music and Billy can't talk doesn't mean they can't communicate. People talk to each other over the radio and telephone without even seeing each other. Of all the different ways which we can use to say something, signs are probably the most often used. There are signs which warn us of dangers and tell us to be careful. These are very important, especially when you ride your bicycle on the street. There are signs everywhere. They tell us what to do, where to go, where we are, and how to get somewhere else. Of course, you can write someone a message or draw them a picture. Even waving your hands can say a lot. Any way you pick to say something to someone else is a form of communication.
I had no idea it was so late. Just listen for the music in the forest, and you'll know it's me talking to you, communicating to you how lovely it is.
Ulabo bibi singali yeme.
July 16, 1945, the Alamogordo Desert in New Mexico. To this place, on this date, have come General Leslie Groves and J. Robert Oppenheimer, a military man and a scientist, to witness the birth of an awesome new creation. Atop a steel tower stands history's first atomic bomb, and under strictest secrecy, 1,000 observers have gathered at Los Alamos for the final fateful countdown. Later, General Groves will speak of the climactic moment when mankind entered the atomic age.
We feel words inadequate to describe the effects of this bomb. It had to be witnessed to be realized, and it is the universal hope of all present that no American citizen will ever witness it on United States soil again. The light of many suns, the tremendous ball of fire, the shock and sound, and the formation of boiling clouds were all beyond human experience.
3 weeks later, on a Pacific isle, an American B-29 takes on a single atomic bomb. Its code name, Fat Man. The crew is well briefed about their target and their cargo. And on the morning of August 6th, the aircraft takes off for its rendezvous with history. The mission underscores dramatically the words of H.G. Wells. Human history is more and more a race between education and catastrophe. Target city is Hiroshima, population 310,000. Under a clear summer sky, Hiroshima cannot know nor dream that its tragedy will mark the beginning of the end of World War II. 8:15 a.m., the bombardier releases his deadly atomic device. In the twinkling of an eye, 70,000 people are killed, and the heart of the city is leveled to the ground. Weeks pass before the dazed survivors in the stricken city know what has happened to them. A solemn President Truman announces the atomic attack.
A short time ago, an American airplane dropped one bomb on Hiroshima and destroyed its usefulness to the enemy. That bomb has more power than 20,000 tons of TNT. It is an atomic bomb. It is a harnessing of the basic power of the universe. The force from which the sun draws its power has been loosed against those who brought war to the Far East.
A second bomb is dropped on Nagasaki, and on August 14th, Japan surrenders. After the war's end, Bernard Baruch comes before the United Nations with an American proposal for international atomic control.
This is a treaty that is meant to be kept. This is to be a program for which the world has striven through all recorded history, and even before, for man in his soul is peaceful and life-loving. Deep inside of him, he knows that he can live in security only by the force of law and never by the law of force.
The U.S. treaty is based on strict enforcement, international inspections, and no veto. Andrei Gromyko, speaking for the Soviet Union, rejects the terms of the American proposal. Thus begins more than 18 years of debate and disagreement between the two great powers on the control of nuclear weapons.
Решению, которое было принято Генеральной Ассамблеей 2 дня тому назад.
The atomic dilemma becomes the challenge of our times, and a ghost town in the Nevada desert called Survival City emphasizes the consequences of failure. Houses are populated with life-blank models and stocked with real food. Civil defense officials have erected buildings of all types to learn of their capability to withstand an atomic blast. Troops are moved into trenches within a mile of the nuclear device, closer than anyone has ever been to the site of an atomic explosion. Tension mounts as the GIs wait out the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The shockwave will arrive in the control point area in approximately 45 seconds. Please stay in position until after the shockwave has passed.
The sights and sounds of the atomic blast light up the sky and rumble across the desert. Spectacular motion pictures record firsthand, for the first time, the incredible destructive power of nuclear energy. In Soviet Russia, in the years after World War II, the challenge of the atomic age is the challenge to build as quickly as possible a successful nuclear device. With the aid of German scientists captured during the war and held as prisoners in Russia, with atomic secrets smuggled out of the free world by Soviet spies, the top priority project moves surely, steadily toward fulfillment. 1946, 47, 48. The years, the months, the days dwindle down. (1949) Russia becomes an atomic power. America's monopoly is ended. The next nuclear breakthrough takes place 5 years later on an obscure island named Alujilab in the far Pacific. U.S. scientists place history's first hydrogen bomb, nicknamed Mike, in a tar paper shack. Remote-controlled cameras are set up to film the explosion of a device with a power of 20 million tons of TNT. The closest ship is 5 miles away. Here is power strong enough to wipe the island of Alujilab from the face of the earth, great enough to provide civilization with an abundant and undreamed of better life. Addressing the United Nations, President Eisenhower makes America's position very clear.
My country wants to be constructive, not destructive. It wants agreements, not wars, among nations. It wants itself to live in freedom and in the confidence that the people of every other nation enjoy equally the right of choosing their own way of life. So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light, to find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being. The United States pledges before you, and therefore before the world, its determination to help solve the fearful atomic dilemma, to devote its entire heart and mind to find the way by which the miraculous inventiveness of man shall not be dedicated to his death, but consecrated to his life.
The United States supports President Eisenhower's words with deeds. Working through the United Nations, America makes available uranium and fissionable material for peaceful purposes. Dozens of countries are given the atomic keys that open the doors to dynamic advances in the fields of medicine and industry. In countless ways, the miracle and the might of nuclear energy touches and enriches the lives of growing numbers of people around the world. Atomic energy is harnessed to propel ships, supply power, advance medical research. But not all research is peaceful. England enters the nuclear arms race and follows a familiar path. In 1957, Great Britain becomes the world's third nuclear power. The fourth is France, which achieves its first nuclear explosion in 1960. Hurrah for France, says Charles de Gaulle. From this moment on, she is stronger, prouder, a great nation in every respect.